Very good morning, Mark. Here it is Monday, November the 10th, 7:40 Eastern, 12:40 GMT. US session about to get underway, and let's have a look how the markets shape up to start the new week. US dollar index continuing what we've seen the last 3 days. US dollar weakness, US dollar being sold off, lower highs, lower lows, EMAs crossed to the downside. I've got resistance at 99.48. I've got support at 99.30. Same support that we saw Friday. We'll see if sellers can break below that level. And also relevant that the current support level does match with the resistance area we saw in the middle of October. S&P 500 certainly starting on the front foot. Bear in mind, we're looking at the futures market. It's still a good hour, 3/4 until Wall Street opens up. But so far, we are seeing demand for US equities. I've got support at 6,771, and I've got resistance at 6,822. I think some of this demand is a result of the uh, US talk of the US government shutdown coming to an end, and that looks like it's going to be positive for US equities. This fight, even though it's still a downtrend, this big fight back started on Friday and continuing today. So we're going to see where the buyers do get up to this resistance, 6,822, or if sellers step in, turn things around once the US session gets underway and later followed by Wall Street opening and look down at the support at 6,771. Let's have a look at gold. Excuse me, strong start for gold. 4,010, the support, a gap higher to start the new week. Continue with that right now, sitting at 4,095. That's a strong 80 plus dollar rally that we've seen so far going into the US session. We'll see whether that can be maintained, moving away from that $4,000 level. EMAs have crossed to the upside. So demand for gold to start the day, to start the new week. We'll see how much more, further that can go. Like I said, it's already at 80, going on a $90 rally for the day. Buyers will look to break above that 4,100 at least, or at least to maintain and stay at current levels, where sellers will look to bounce down off these levels. Brent oil. Brent oil again pretty flat. We've seen that over the last few days. Trend is down. Doji like candlesticks going into last week's close, Thursday and Friday. Today did gap open. Sellers made a bit of a move, bring it down to the close on Friday, but sitting right now at 63.86. I've got support at 63.69, resistance at 64.30. EMAs pretty much parallel with each other and going sideways, neither side really able to break out of this narrow sideways range going into the US Open. And then let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin fighting its way back. There we see on Sunday, as you know, 24/7 Bitcoin traded, and strong day Sunday, getting out of this area, the support area. We were sitting at around 100,000, went tested lower, sat around the 100,000 mark, broke above, and continuing that today. I've got support at 104,156. I've got resistance at 106.6 thousand. Relevant level, I've drawn in my Fibonacci retracement just to illustrate the current level that we're at. There's my fib retracement tool, which I took from the annual low at 74,000, annual high, record high, 126,000. Here's the push down. And on this push down, the two levels that have been significant, firstly, where we're sitting right now, the 38.2%, sellers broke below that. Next, the 50% retracement level, which was at 100,000, bounced up off that, now back at that 38.2%, around the 106, just over 106,000, showing here at 106.3. So it is a relevant level. Buyers will want to break above this 38.2%, will want to get above the 106, looking back up at the 110,000, where sellers will want to maintain below the 106,000, come back and test or look for the 100,000 level below that. Good trading, keep that discipline, and I will see you at the end of today's session.